Hello and welcome. And this is going to be fun. I think the possible algorithms that I'm going to be able to come up with here. And I'm going to show very early spreadsheet work. And I don't know what the results are yet. I'm looking forward to it, but now I'm going to really find out how much the whale, how much they've been accumulating since well September 11th. Actually, is what the date I got. So since here, why did I pick then? It was just enough data. That's like a lot of data. All right then. So my idea here is I got an interesting list of. Let me just this in here. I have copied the first. There's 800 last 800 transactions I just picked up. That's just what the date happened to go to, and all the plus minuses. I managed to get this into a spreadsheet, and it's very easy. If you are interested in how to do this, because I could see how people could have a lot of problems with how to do it. And if you copy and paste this, all the commas and all these extra things in here, like how you work the dates, my dates are awesome. I got it set perfect. So let's go to the spreadsheet. Now the 800 rows I originally copied and pasted into a spreadsheet, and it came out like this. And this could have been if you this I had fixed, by the way, so that they came out correct. Where if you pasted it normally, it wouldn't look like this. For the uh, as far as the time of dates are concerned, look at this. You got I mean, these are important, but how do I fix that? Again, if you're interested, I'll let you know. This will be my main spreadsheet. It's still called Untitled. It will not be that. I will save it probably in the next, well, after recording this video. But anyway, so here we have the date, September 11th, and the time, 9:23, and this is Eastern time. This is at least what I get it. Maybe if you're in whatever time zone, it might equate to your time, but it is Eastern time. That's what I think it would do is do such, and then the amounts. So I started this off by in here just changing the positive to a negative, and the reason I'm doing that is because when this goes down, well, that means they're withdrawing coins off of their Binance account into another wallet, which means they're probably buying and accumulating, and thus I want that in the positive. And of course, when coins are in positive here, that means that they are depositing coins, which means, of course, that means they are selling basically. So from 9:23 a.m. to 12:52 on that day, they had net accumulation of 2.87 million. So I'm going to copy and paste this. So what I'll do is I'll just go and I'll just pick a. I got 800 numbers, so I'll just go like I think it's 800. I'll go 800 and paste. And what's interesting is I'm going to be able to chart this, and I can see how it's going to go up and down. And what this should tell me is what the net accumulation is. Obviously, they're buying low, selling high. There's no doubt about it. Here's a spot where it goes into negative, back into positive, and we're now on September 22nd. So over this time, what the heck happened here? Nice big volatility here. I'm going to have to really look into this, what happened at this point. So they've accumulated 2.3 million since the 11th of September. And then I can do things. The first thing I'm going to do is make a quick little chart. So I'll click on this little button here, insert chart. I want a line chart, it'll work. Okay, so we'll click on line, and I have to click on this one for the best one. And now I have to find patterns. That's what I'm going to have to go through. And I got to have more data. Of course, I've only picked up like 800 rows, and there's like over 10,000. Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to put this on full screen. Actually, I should be able to fix it this way. Hopefully. Yep. Okay, so now I have to find the patterns to this in situations. It'll take time. It might take days, weeks, and hopefully not more than a month. But my theory is if I can figure out where these key situations come in and see how price reflections come upon that, I can make a lot of trades in a day as well too. I mean, I don't have the balance like this, but obviously I'm a fish, and I'm just studying the whale at this stage. That's really what it comes down to. And there's only, of course, from what I see, one, because obviously that one account that has 1/3 of the coins. Well, you kind of know who they would be, basically the big guys at the actual company. So then, that's what we got in here for that. I'm just trying to, so different things like in yeah. So but basically, because I got the time on here, I mean, I don't know how far back I can go. I mean, I can got five 15-minute time frame. I can go back pretty fast, pretty quick. So what I want to do is I want to try to take a look at what some of these peaks mean. So what's this mean from here to here during the net accumulation? So this is a big interesting crash in here. That's what around rule 50-ish or so, where it goes from like 3 point something down to under 2. So that's what I'm looking for. So I want to move this out of the way. So I'll just do that now. So right in here. So let's just study this. I'm going to look at the chart September 11th at 1630 hours. And at this stage, that means what was going on is they obviously deposited 2 million coins on the site, which is probably something you would do to sell. Because whenever I deposit coins on Binance, I'm doing it to sell them. And when I withdraw them, it's because I've been buying, and once my balance gets high enough, I just send them to my wallet. That's how I do it. So I'll transfer it, and then oftentimes I'll transfer it when I don't have enough coins, or if I don't have it, kind of deal. So if say for example I have maybe I have like 10,000 go on this or whatever. Okay, oh, I need to sell 6,000 or 2,000 or 3,000. I got them. Maybe I'm down to like now 1,100, and I need to sell 1,600 or more. Well, might as well stand a few thousand or whatever. And then when I keep on buying, I got 6,000, 8,000. Then I got like 28,000 or something or 30,000. I'm like, okay, I probably should withdraw some now, and that's what I do. So 1,630 hours. Let's take a look at that time frame and see what went down. And this is on September the 11th. Oh, this is fun because this is like almost like this is the type of stuff I never usually ever record. Just stuff like this. I thought, you know what, this is an interesting time where I could do it. So September 11th at 16:30. You know what? This is too easy. Let's go 4-minute time. Okay, well there's the 13th. So here we are. Okay, so September 11th, 16:30. Let's find that time frame right in here. And the market goes down. Interesting. How did that occur? I'm sarcastic when I say that, of course. Let's look at a couple other ones here. Okay, so that was this one. How about at this bottom here? What was the time span from this low to this high? So going from like the lows near around 2 point high million to over 6, or starting around row like 80ish or so. Okay, well the lows, that's so what's the lowest number in here? 2.5, 2.4, roughly around here. So again, September the 11th, end of the day, completion of the day. And basically, they were just obviously withdrawing like crazy. We can see in here, like every so many minutes, it's just withdraw, withdraw, withdraw. And how long does this span to? Again, we're looking to that 6 million number. It spans to the next day at 1900 hours. Okay. So it was the end of the day, roughly around here, when they would start buying. So this would have been, if you were looking, this would have been, okay, this is, I guess, where you should be buying. If you start to see, oh, they're buying in here. And again, this was going on until about 1900 hours. So let's see what happens then. See if you can find anything. So the market just stays in the sideways range. And then there after that, it has a rise. And when does it really do anything spectacular after that? From September 16th, near the end of the day on the 16th, basically, to midday 18. Okay, so September 16th. So we're looking at rose like 200 mid to midday 18, 269, which got to a million. So that was that big one. 269 is in here. So their holdings were going down on the noticeable trend here. And of course, during the situation, looking back again, I'm still trying to figure out any type of trends here. Let's just look at this now from where we stand today, or right now. For this is all nothing but positives, and I shouldn't do that. Control Z, which is undo. All day, it has then been withdrawing, starting from about 1200 hours or 0 hours. And in looking at this, I mean, it almost looks like they'd be doing what I'd be doing. In that you just have your orders in, and when people take it, they take it. And you have your sell orders in, you have your buy orders in. You do it on all the markets. I think the only other market is the Binance coin market. I don't think there's any other markets on there, just the two. But I think that's what would be going on in this situation here. Is just that, because the market's been going up since 0 hours is when it started. So they've been noticing, okay, we're hitting more sells here, and the volume isn't anything spectacular, but it's enough where they're just basically being the store and letting people buy and sell off of them. That's really what it's looking like, at least over the last, or today anyway. And before that, we got third. Again, didn't want to do that. We have nothing but, well, mostly, what do we see in here for? Okay, we have, where do we see a lot of negatives here? I want to look for a flurry of negatives, which would be positive here. And I want to just quickly look at that chart again, but I was going to look back at the old one, but I only want to look at the last little bit, so it's actually faster for me to make a new one. As long as I could get my mouse working fine. Here we go. That'll work. Didn't want to insert image. I probably should look at what that big move was. I mean, that was just one massive play, really. So where was that? Right here. October 2nd, breakfast time. Okay, October 2nd, 9:30. There's no major volume here, so I really can't figure what was going on there. They were obviously making a big. So what did they do? Did they add or remove? This is why it's a little. I'm trying. I get these numbers confused, negative and what they mean back and forth, which is, I mean, I reversed it to begin with anyway. So it meant that they bought a whole bunch and they just had to get them off the exchange. That's what that meant, I believe. Yeah, because they withdrew 4.4 million. So before then, did the market go down really big? That's what I would be doing. If I mean, why would you wait so long to do it? I mean, what was it? How long did it take you before to do any of that type of stuff? Like, were just coins moved around for whatever weird reason? That's just odd. Let me see what's the last withdrawal before that. I mean, just the 7,900 here. Yeah, it's a lot to figure out. When I got 12,000 transactions of data, I can play around with some mathematical things, especially when I put the prices beside it, which I got ways of doing. I can I can have daily bar charts. I'll show you something I can quickly do here. Yeah, this is while I'm doing more spreadsheet stuff. How I can do daily open, highlight, low, close with data like this. And this is tedious, and if you know a better automatic way and you can do it, I'm sure there's definitely easier or faster ways. But we'll just say I'll say 912. What I can do is I can do something like, okay, we'll do open, high, low, and close. And you can't, we just, there, so there we go like that. So for the open, and we'll even put the date too as well. So put date here. So for date, we're going to start off on September the 12th. Now, I'll get the centering on it done now. I'm going to make this, I got this on partial screen, so I have to do it a different way. And these are like centered. So for the open, it would be the previous close, I will say. That's the easiest way of doing it. And we're looking at what was the final close on September the 11th? Okay, it was this. Okay, what was the high? Well, I can just do equals max. And this is where it gets tedious because you have to do this on every single day the same way. There's a lot of days on the 12th. And you know what? While you're at it, I mean, if you're doing this as it is, you might as well do the count. I can see there's 62. You never know if you're going to. I mean, that data could come in handy. So, something like that. And even volume for that matter, too, you could do. Which would actually require another formula set, which isn't that hard. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the minimum here, which is, oh, such a tedious job. But you know what, though? If the data can get you what you need, it's worth it. Oh, so worth it. And then the close is just the final price. So equals, and then you just find this here. And that's the open for the next one as well. I'm not going to do the next one, but now as far as overall net volume is concerned, how I would do that is I would have to have every number in positive. So I have to turn every negative into a positive. So what we'll do here, I'm just going to put them for the 12th, equals if this number here is less than 0, then give me negative that number. Else, it's already positive. I want whatever the number is. So 362.99 will come. And you'll see where, like in this point here, where it says negative 75, where there's a negative, it'll go to positive 75. And as we can see that. So now what I can do is I'll just paste this all the way down to complete the 12s. And even here, it'll work. But I'll just go like this to make it easy for my next step. And then I'll just take the sum of that kind of deal. And if you have that data, you never know when it could come in handy for your analysis and when you're trying to figure things out. Okay, and there we go. That'll work. So there we can see the volume on this. And it's for me, this is hard to read. So that's why I'm like, oh my goodness, I always have to do this. Put it to 0 decimals and put the thousands in. So the net volume was 6.4 million. All right, there you have it. So I got a lot of work to do over the next many days and weeks, and see if I can find out any little bits to figure out any type of situations where I can make aggressive buys and sells in this market. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.